we were talking about it with like school shootings, what leads some of these people to get so caught up. And I think for one, if you don't have any purpose through like a job, through a family, have like love in your life, like something that gives you purpose every day, then you're really at the whims of social media or anything tailored towards, if you start looking at something bad, it just gives you more bad. You know, it's almost like a Pandora's box in a way.
Yeah. The school shooting thing is interesting because what's going on there is that there is now a kind of, it's funny, I'm doing in this season of my podcast, I'm doing a whole thing about gun violence. So I've been thinking a lot about this. And we have an episode where we talk a lot about mass shootings. And I think the psychology of that is really going back to the idea of those three layers of that there's a world now, a kind of closed culture online of people who are unhealthily obsessed, pathologically obsessed with this kind of violence. And there is no, they've been cut off from the third layer. They're not checking their ideas against what the broader world looks like. They're totally enclosed in this sealed online culture where the only feedback they're getting are from people who think exactly like they do and who feed their kind of obsessive fascination and addiction for this kind of weird violence. Like if you look at people who have been involved in mass shootings, they're immersed in that world. They know they can talk obsessively for hours about like the kids who did the Columbine shooting.
Oh yeah,
and
there's bootleg manifestos. There's people getting like, yeah, have you heard this
like,
manifest? Have you read this
kind
copy
of like
of it?
it's its own little world, hermetically seen world, and like there's no connection to the kind of broader society. And so they come to think they're getting all of their validation from that first layer, right? That's what's sort of and so, trying to solve this puzzle of mass shootings requires at some point to getting access to those kids and kind of breaking them out of that closed universe.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about like with online and living in online societies now, it's like you can find whatever universe you start to create, right? Whether it's good or bad, that there's this other energy from the other side. It's almost like the mirror, where you used to look in a mirror and you would get like an earnest reflection of yourself. It would be based on, sometimes you might not see yourself clearly because of how you thought about yourself or how you felt about yourself. But at least the mirror was going to give you, it was an honest reflection. There was no ability to change the mirror unless you were in a fun house or something. The mirror was the mirror. But now the mirror has the ability to kind of adjust the way you look at yourself or to give you reflections that make you think the same things over and over again. Yeah. Like with algorithms and that sort of thing with social media, because now we're not even, the mirror is just our phone. We're looking in there for so much validation. Yeah. It's really weird when the mirror now has it's like, that's freaking really scary, because if you get somebody in a dark hole who doesn't have a strong connection to or purpose in the world where they feel one of the senses of value from themselves, from other people, what are the other two?
From the internal, your immediate world of people who share your community, and then the broader world. And then,
if you're not feeling some of that and you're just in your internal, just in this kind of a closed space, or even in a space that the mirror starts to design, that's really, if you get into the dark arts a little bit and it's only showing you dark art and everybody in there's a dark artist and you're like, damn, this is the world. Yeah. That's real scary, man. Hope you enjoyed that video. And you can watch another, and you can watch this one, you can watch this one. Different options, different choices. Some guy just brings you one option, not this guy. Two options. Watch one, this one or this one.